guys, it's Caleb from Rokblokz. Today in the shop we're working on this 2025 Toyota 4Runner. We've got a new high clearance mud flap kit for it, so let's go ahead and show you how to install it. Here we have the tools laid out that you'll need for install. Today we'll be using a Phillips head 3, we'll be using a insert puller, we'll be using an 1/8 inch Allen, we'll be using a mallet to help press in some of the flange nuts, and then a level. Here we have the front laid out. What you'll get in your kit is your front main flap for that corner. You'll get your front brackets, and then you'll also get a L bracket that will come in the hardware. We'll go ahead and put a breakdown of that hardware on the screen right now. Before we head to the vehicle, we're going to do a little pre-assembly right here on the bench. To do so, we're going to take our flange dome nuts, and we're going to press those into the hex-shaped holes all along our flap. We're going to press them in from the same side as the etching in the logo. We're just going to use a mallet to help us get those in. If you're going to tap them, make sure that the hex is fully aligned so that way you don't damage the hole. I like to just get them started with my thumb, get them lined up, and then I can put a little more weight behind the mallet there. There we go. Now with those pressed in, we can go ahead and we can install our brackets. Our black brackets are going to install on the face without the logo, and we're going to flip our flap over, take our 1/4 inch number 10 screws, and we're just going to get those ran in just ever so slightly. We're not going to fully tighten those quite yet, just so that way the bracket can still move around just a bit. And for the last bracket, the L bracket, it's actually going to go the opposite direction. I'm just going to put it, align it with that, lightly secure it with our 1/4 inch number 10 screw. And now our flap is fully pre-assembled. We can head over to the vehicle and begin installing. Here we are at the front fender. We're going to begin by removing the factory screws along the fender, and then one located on the bottom here. We've already pre-loosened ours, but they're just you can use a 10mm socket or a Phillips head drive on them. Just going to go ahead and get those out of our way. Now with our pre-assembled flap, we can go ahead, and the one I like to start with is the one going through the L bracket in the bottom, just because it's the tightest. So I like to work it through the bracket, and then I like to take a longer Phillips head screwdriver. I'm going to go up into that bottom hole. With that bottom secure, I'm now going to take 2 of our 1-inch flathead screws with dress washers. I'm going to secure the mid bracket here, just holding it up to the fender, aligning the holes. Now that we've got the mid secure, we're going to work on the upper bracket here. To do so, we're going to take our flathead screws with dress washers, placing a 5mm spacer on the back side between the bracket and the fender. I'm going to repeat that for the upper hole here. Now with those mostly secure, we're going to adjust the flap and the bracket to our liking, getting it as close to the body as we can. And when we find the spot that we like, we're going to go ahead and fully tighten down our brackets. And just a quick final check on that bottom screw. Now with all our hardware fully tightened down, that completes the front. You can repeat these same steps on the other side. Now let's go ahead and jump to the rear. we have the rear laid out. What you'll get in your kit is your main flap for that corner. You'll get a and B spacer, and you'll get an H208 pull tab that's going to lock all those together. Then you'll also get the hardware. We'll go ahead and put a breakdown on that hardware on the screen right now. Before we head to the vehicle, we're going to go ahead and do some pre-assembly here on the bench. We're going to take our B spacer, and from the side with the etching, we're going to press in our flange nut just into the hex-shaped hole on the upper portion of that. Use our mallet to help seat it. And then we're just going to set our spacers from A on top of the main flap and then B on top of that. And we're going to slide this tab through all of them. I've found that sometimes it's easier just to go one at a time. So we're going to take our pull tab. I'm going to slide it through the bottom slot on the flap. We'll pull that into place, clicking it into place. We'll slide our A spacer on first, which is going to align with both the main hole and the securing hole here for just the spacer. This is also going to act as a spacer for this rear hole. And then we'll put the B spacer on, and that's going to have our nut on there. Now we're going to take our number 10 machine screw, and that's going to go through the flap, through the A spacer, into the B spacer. And that's going to build this whole lower spacer section onto the flap. And take our 1/8 inch Allen and secure that. Now we're good to head to the vehicle and begin installing. Here we are at the rear fender. We're going to begin by removing the factory fasteners. You'll remove a screw from here. You'll remove a screw from here. You remove the 4 inserts right here, right here, right here, and right here, and then we'll remove the bottom screw here. So we've already pre-loosened our inserts, but you can just take a flathead or a pry tool, pop the centers, and we'll pull those out. Pre-loosen this one. We're just going to set those to the side for now. We'll go ahead and we'll take out the bottom. The screws just have that Phillips head or a 10mm socket that you can use for those. Now we're going to take the liner right here and we're going to pull it around. We're going to take the inserts, these small inserts, and we're going to push those into that piece of liner, that trim there, and we're going to tuck it now back behind the fender, making sure that the plastic sits in front of the painted bumper portion and it goes behind the fender. We'll get that back into place, aligning everything back together. Now we're going to take 2 of those OEM inserts and we're going to secure that inner liner back into place. With all those in place, we can now start mounting our flap. We're going to take our flap, and I like to start with the innermost point, which will be our longest 2-inch screw. We're going to place a washer. On the driver's side, we're going to use this hole, and on the passenger side, we're going to use the outermost hole here. So we're mounting the driver's side, so we're going to go ahead and use that hole that's closer towards all the other holes. And I like to do this so that I can see and get that inner point aligned, get it started by hand. And now I'm going to work my way to the bottom hole. And for that one, we're going to take our medium washer with the flathead screw. We're going to screw that up into that bottom OEM insert. This washer has a larger inner diameter, which allows that flathead to countersink quite a bit into it. And so we're just going to get that snug but not fully tight and return to the inner holes. Now for the last 3 holes, we're just going to take our 1 1/4 screws for this middle one right here in the fender. That one has the spacers that we pre-installed as the spacer for that. So we're going to go ahead and get that one started. We'll work our way up, and the next two holes are going to be the same size screws. We're going to place a 5mm spacer on the back side between the flap and the fender. Go ahead and get those in. For that top hole, place our spacer behind it. Now we can go ahead, get it fully adjusted, check along the bottom with a level. Once we find where we like it, we'll go ahead and fully tighten down our screws. Now with those fully tightened down, that completes the rear. You can repeat these same steps on the other side. Thanks for watching.